The breaking point, the edge of human space. Commander Sarah Chen stood in the observation deck of Terran Defense Station Alpha 7, watching the stars that had once promised humanity freedom. Now those same stars felt like prison bars. The communication terminal behind her buzzed with another urgent message, but Sarah already knew what it would say. The Galactic sovereignty had made their decision. The holographic display flickered to life, showing the serpentine form of High Counselor Viridian. His scaled features twisted into what passed for a smile among the draconian species. The message was recorded, but Sarah could feel the contempt dripping from every word. Attention, human settlements. The Galactic Sovereignty Council has passed. Decree 889. Effective immediately, all human colonies are hereby designated as protected species territory. Human military vessels are restricted to defensive operations only. All offensive weapons systems must be surrendered within 30 solar cycles. Human expansion beyond current borders is permanently prohibited. Sarah's hands clenched into fists. 200 years of human achievements, and this was how the galaxy saw them. Protected species, like animals in a zoo. Lieutenant Commander Alex Rivera entered the observation deck, his usually calm demeanor cracked with barely contained anger. "Ma'am, the other sector commanders are requesting an emergency meeting. The Centauri colonies are already talking about resistance." Sarah turned from the window. Rivera had been her second in command for 3 years, and she had never seen him this shaken. "How many ships do we have in the outer sectors?" "Officially, maybe 200 combat-capable vessels across all human space. Enough to patrol our borders, nothing more." Rivera paused, meeting her eyes. "Unofficially, ma'am, I think you should see something. The secret in the asteroids deep in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter, what appeared to be a simple mining operation, was about to reveal humanity's greatest secret." Chief Engineer Dr. Marcus Rodriguez floated in zero gravity, watching as massive blast doors slowly opened in the heart of a hollowed-out asteroid. For 30 years, humanity had been preparing for this moment. While the galaxy watched their primitive species struggle with basic spaceflight, human engineers had been working in the shadows. The Fukoff Protocol, named for humanity's ultimate response to galactic condescension, was finally ready. The asteroid split open like a metallic flower, revealing a sight that would have terrified any alien observer. Inside the hollow space, hundreds of warships waited in perfect formation. These weren't the clunky, functional vessels the galaxy expected from humans. These were sleek predators, built with technology that made alien ships look like ancient relics. Rodriguez spoke into his communicator. "Alpha base to all stations. The Fukoff Protocol is active." "Repeat, the Fukoff Protocol is active." Across the solar system, similar messages echoed through hidden facilities. On the dark side of the moon, weapons platforms that had been disguised as research stations came online. In the rings of Saturn, what the aliens thought were ice mining operations revealed themselves as massive shipyards. The hidden fleet captain Diana Torres sat in the command chair of the TNS Retribution, the flagship of the Terran Fukoff Armada. Around her, the bridge crew worked with quiet efficiency. These weren't regular military personnel. These were volunteers who had trained in secret, knowing that someday they might have to fight for humanity's right to exist as equals. "Status report," Torres requested. "All systems green. Captain. Quantum drive engines are at full readiness. Weapons systems are charged and ready. We have 300 sister ships in formation and more coming online every minute." Torres smiled grimly. The aliens had made a fundamental error in their understanding of human nature. They had assumed that humanity's apparent compliance meant acceptance. They had never considered that humans might be planning something far more comprehensive than simple resistance. The communication system crackled to life. All ships, this is Admiral Helena Cross, aboard the TNS Defiance. The galactic sovereignty has just declared us a protected species. They think we need their guidance, their protection, their permission to exist. The Admiral's voice was steady, but Torres could hear the steel beneath. They're about to learn what it means to wake a sleeping giant. The quiet before the storm on Earth. In the underground command center beneath the Colorado mountains, Admiral Cross studied the tactical displays showing alien fleet movements. The draconian Imperial Navy had positioned itself along human borders, expecting either compliance or weak resistance. The Viridian Trade Federation had begun rerouting shipping lanes, cutting human colonies off from galactic commerce. "Admiral," reported Colonel James Park, the intelligence officer, "we're receiving similar declarations from the other major powers. The Kethler Empire, the Zephyrian Collective, even the usually neutral Madani are supporting the sovereignties." Decision, Cross nodded. She had expected this. The galaxy's major powers had always seen humanity as an upstart species that had advanced too quickly. Now they had the excuse they needed to put humans in their place. "What about our assets in alien space?" Cross asked. "All reporting ready, Admiral. Our people have been positioning themselves for decades. When we make our move, we'll have support from inside their own territories." Cross looked at the star map showing human space as a tiny cluster of lights surrounded by vast alien empires. In a few hours, that map would look very different. The final preparations back on Alpha 7. Sarah Chen had assembled her senior staff in the station's secure briefing room. The faces around the table showed a mixture of anticipation and grim determination. These officers had spent their careers watching humanity be treated as second-class citizens in their own galaxy. "Ladies and gentlemen," Sarah began, "in exactly 6 hours, every human military unit in the galaxy will receive the same message. The Fukoff Protocol is active. We are no longer asking for respect, we are taking it." Lieutenant Commander Rivera leaned forward. "Sarah, the alien fleets outnumber us 100 to 1. How can we possibly, because they don't know what we've been building," Sarah interrupted. "While they've been playing politics and treating us like children, we've been preparing for war. Real war, the kind humans have always been good at." The room fell silent as the implications sank in. Commander Janet Mills, the station's tactical officer, spoke first. "The weapons we've been testing in the outer system, they're not just prototypes, are they?" Sarah smiled for the first time in days. "Janet, every human ship in the fleet is carrying weapons that violate about 50 different galactic treaties. The aliens wrote those treaties assuming human technology would always be inferior. They were wrong." The message, as the countdown reached 0. Admiral Cross opened a channel to every human ship, station, and colony in the galaxy. Her image appeared on screens across human space, and her words would soon echo through alien territories as well. "Citizens of the human colonies, this is Admiral Helena Cross. Today, the galactic sovereignty declared us a protected species. They believe we need their guidance, their limitations, their permission to exist as equals in this galaxy." She paused, letting the weight of the moment settle. "They are about to learn something important about human nature. We don't ask for permission. We don't accept limitations. And we certainly don't need protection from anyone, The signal was being broadcast on every frequency, in every language. Across the galaxy, alien listeners heard the calm certainty in her voice. To the powers that seek to cage us, you have one opportunity to reconsider. Revoke decree oitocentes oitente novi recognize human sovereignty. Treat us as equals, not pets. Admiral Cross's expression hardened. You have 24 hours to comply. After that, the Terran Fukoff Armada will show you exactly what a protected species is capable of. The transmission ended, leaving the galaxy in stunned silence. In the asteroid belt, the first wave of human ships was already moving toward the hyperspace jump points. The age of human subservience was over. The age of human dominance was about to begin. The die is cast on the bridge of the TNS Retribution. Captain Torres watched as her tactical display showed alien fleet movements. The Draconian ships were moving to intercept, confident in their technological superiority. They had no idea they were flying into a trap 30 years in the making. Captain, her weapons officer reported, we're receiving targeting data from deep space reconnaissance. The alien formation is exactly where intelligence predicted it would be. Torres nodded. Human intelligence networks had been mapping alien military patterns for decades. Every fleet movement, every tactical doctrine, every technological weakness had been catalogued and studied. The aliens had taught humans everything they needed to know to defeat them. All ships, this is Captain Torres, jump to hyperspace in 30 seconds. Remember, we're not just fighting for victory. We're fighting for the right to exist as free beings in this galaxy. Make every shot count. The stars blurred as the Terran Fukoff Armada entered hyperspace, carrying humanity's Declaration of Independence to the far corners of the galaxy. Behind them, the die was cast. There would be no going back, no peaceful surrender, no accepting the galaxy's judgment of human worthiness. The galaxy had demanded to know humanity's place. They were about to find out it was wherever humans chose to make it. The awakening stormed the Kepler trade. The Kepler trade hub floated in space like a massive crystal flower, its bioluminescent walls pulsing with the rhythm of interstellar commerce. For 3 centuries, this Madani station had been the neutral ground where all species conducted business. Today, that neutrality was about to be shattered. Station administrator moved through the central bazaar on her 6 graceful legs, her crystalline carapace reflecting the ambient light. The Madani had always prided themselves on their ability to remain above galactic politics. But the human situation was different. Even they had voted to support the sovereignty's decision. A junior administrator approached, his nervous clicking, indicating distress. Administrator, we're receiving strange readings from the outer sensor grid. Something large is approaching from the direction of human space. Kelthara's compound eyes focused on the datapad. Define large, multiple. Contacts, administrator? At least 50 vessels, but they don't match any known human ship configuration in our databases. Before Kelthara could respond, the station's proximity alarms began wailing. On the main display, points of light began appearing in the space. Around the hub, ships materialized from hyperspace with mathematical precision, forming a perfect sphere around the station. These weren't the utilitarian human vessels the galaxy knew. These ships were predators, all angles and armor, bristling with weapons that made the station's defensive systems look like children's toys. The captains, Gambit Captain Marcus Rodriguez, stood on the bridge of the TNS Sovereign, watching the alien trade station through the main view screen. Around him, his crew worked with the efficiency of people who were trained for this moment their entire careers. The Sovereign was one of the new Retribution-class battleships, designed specifically to face multiple alien species simultaneously. "Captain," his communications officer reported, "we're receiving surrender offers from 17 different merchant vessels. They're requesting permission to leave the area." Rodriguez smiled grimly. "Tell them they're free to go. We're not here." For them, he paused, studying the massive space station. "Open a channel to the hub." The main screen flickered, showing the face of Administrator Kelthara. Her compound eyes were wide with what humans might recognize as fear. "Human vessels, this is a neutral commercial station. We have no military presence here, Administrator." Rodriguez replied calmly, "We're not here to harm your station. We're here to deliver a message." "A message?" Rodriguez gestured to his tactical officer. On screens throughout the hub, humans began broadcasting footage of the secret shipyards, the hidden weapons, the vast fleet that had been built in the shadows. The aliens watched in stunned silence as their assumptions about human capability crumbled. "For 30 years, Rodriguez continued, "while you've been treating us as a curiosity, we've been preparing. Every condescending comment, every restrictive treaty, every time you've told us humans don't do that, we've been taking notes." The demonstration Rodriguez turned to his weapons officer. "Commander Park, please select an uninhabited asteroid. In the outer system, something roughly the size of a small moon." Lieutenant Commander David Park, brother to the intelligence officer on Earth, worked his console with practiced efficiency. "Target acquired, Captain. Asteroid 2387 Delta, approximately 12 kilometers in diameter. Fire one shot, standard yield." The TNS Sovereign's main weapon discharged with barely a whisper. A lance of pure energy crossed the void, striking the asteroid with surgical precision. The massive rock didn't explode, it simply ceased to exist, converted to its component atoms in a flash of light. Throughout the hub, alien observers watched in horrified fascination. The humans had just demonstrated the ability to delete celestial bodies with casual precision. That, Rodriguez announced, was our smallest weapon on our smallest ship. "We have bigger ships, we have bigger weapons, and we have run out of patience." The Galactic Responson, the Draconian homeworld, High Council of Viridian, convened an emergency session of the Supreme Command. The council chamber, carved from living rock and adorned with the skulls of conquered species, had never seen such panic. "This is impossible," hissed war leader Zethkar, his reptilian features twisted with confusion. "Human technology is primitive. Our intelligence reports confirm this." "Our intelligence reports," Viridian replied coldly, "appear to have been incomplete." The holographic display showed the footage from Kepler Hub. Dozens of alien vessels had recorded the human demonstration, and the data was spreading across the galaxy like wildfire. The implications were staggering. "They've been lying to us," whispered Science Elder Morthok. "For decades, they've been showing us inferior technology, while building ... this." Viridian's eyes narrowed to slits. "Lying implies they ever told us the truth. We assumed they were incapable of deception on this scale." In the Viridian Trade Federation capital, similar scenes played out. The insectoid leaders clicked and chittered in distress as they realized the full scope of their miscalculation. The humans hadn't just hidden their technology. They had carefully cultivated the illusion of weakness. The Storm Spread's captain, Lisa Thompson, commanded the TNS Vindication as it emerged from hyperspace near the Sovereignty's regional headquarters. At Proxima Station, the massive military complex was considered impregnable. protected by energy shields that could withstand planetary bombardment. "Captain," her tactical officer reported, "the station is hailing us. They're demanding we withdraw immediately." Thompson laughed, a sound that would have chilled any alien listener. "Tell them we're here to discuss the terms of their surrender." The response was predictable. Dozens of draconian warships moved to intercept, their weapons charging with deadly intent. These were the elite guard ships, equipped with the most advanced technology the sovereignty could produce. "All human vessels," Thompson broadcast to her small fleet, "you are authorized to use whatever force is necessary. Show them what happens when you underestimate human engineering." The battle was over in minutes. The draconian ships, built for ceremony as much as warfare, crumpled under the withering fire of human weapons. Their shields, designed to stop conventional energy weapons, were useless against the exotic matter disruptors and quantum torpedoes. The humans deployed. Proxima Station's shields held for exactly 17 seconds before collapsing. The station itself remained undamaged. The humans had targeted only the military sections, leaving the civilian areas untouched. The Ultima Team Admiral Cross's image appeared on screens throughout the galaxy. This time, she wasn't broadcasting just to human space. Every alien government, every news network, every civilian population received the same message. "People of the galaxy," she began, her voice carrying the weight of absolute certainty. "Hours ago, your leaders declared humanity a protected species. They believed we needed their guidance, their limitations, their benevolent supervision." The camera pulled back to show the bridge of the TNS Defiance, with tactical displays showing human fleets positioned throughout the galaxy. "Today, you've seen what we do to those who attempt to protect us. Tomorrow, you'll see what we do to those who attempt to control us." Cross leaned forward, her eyes boring into the camera. "The Terran Fukoff Armada is no longer hidden. We have spent 30 years preparing for this moment. Every human ship, every human weapon, every human soldier has been designed for one purpose: to ensure that humanity will never again bow to alien authority." The transmission showed footage from battles across multiple systems. Human forces were engaging alien military units with devastating effectiveness. The carefully planned strikes had crippled the sovereignty's ability to respond while leaving civilian populations unharmed. The price of condescension on the Kethler homeworld. Emperor Vextel watched the reports with growing unease. His species had ruled their sector for millennia, and they had always considered humans to be useful but inferior allies. Now, those same humans were systematically dismantling the Galactic Order. "My Emperor," his military advisor reported, "our fleets are requesting permission to engage the human forces." Vextel considered this carefully. The Kethler Empire had the largest military in the galaxy, but the human demonstrations had been ... concerning. "What are our chances of victory?" "Unknown, my Emperor. Our tactical computers cannot analyze weapons technology we don't understand. The humans appear to have developed an entirely new paradigm of warfare." The Emperor's mandibles clicked in frustration. "How is this possible? We have monitored human space for centuries. We have trade agreements with their colonies. We have advisors in their governments. It appears," the advisor said quietly, "that we saw only what they wanted us to see." The new reality, Captain Rodriguez stood in the observation lounge of the TNS Sovereign, watching as alien merchant vessels resumed their normal traffic patterns around Kepler Hub. The demonstration had achieved its purpose. The galaxy now understood that humans were not the limited species they had appeared to be. His communications officer approached. "Captain, we're receiving a message from Admiral Cross. The second phase of the protocol is beginning." Rodriguez nodded. The Fukoff protocol had always been about more than just military action. It was about fundamentally changing humanity's relationship with the galaxy. The demonstrations had been just the beginning. "What about alien military?" Responses: "Minimal, sir. Most alien fleets are withdrawing to defensive positions. The Sovereignty has recalled their ships from human borders. The Kefla Empire has requested negotiations." Rodriguez smiled. Fear was a powerful motivator, but it wouldn't be enough to create lasting change. The galaxy needed to understand that humans weren't conquerors, they were liberators, not just of themselves, but of everyone who had been oppressed by the old order. The point of no return on Earth. In the command center beneath Colorado, Admiral Cross reviewed the tactical reports with satisfaction. The first phase had exceeded all expectations. Human forces had engaged alien military units across 17 systems, and in every case, the aliens had been forced to retreat or surrender. Admiral Colonel Park reported, "We're receiving communication requests from 47 different governments. They want to negotiate." "Tell them," Cross replied, "that we don't negotiate with species that consider us inferior. We'll talk to them when they're ready to treat us as equals." The colonel hesitated. "Ma'am, some of these are neutral species. They haven't taken sides in this conflict." Cross turned to face him. "James, there are no neutral species. Everyone in this galaxy had the opportunity to stand up when the Sovereignty declared us a protected species. Everyone chose to stay silent. Silence is a choice, and choices have consequences." The holographic display showed the current tactical situation. Human forces controlled key strategic points throughout the galaxy, but they were still vastly outnumbered. The real test would come when the alien governments decided whether to fight or negotiate. "Admiral," the communications officer announced, "we're receiving a priority transmission from the Sovereignty homeworld. It's from High Counselor Viridian himself." Cross smiled coldly. "Put him through." The serpentine alien appeared on the main screen, his usual arrogance replaced by something approaching uncertainty. "Admiral Cross, the Sovereignty is prepared to discuss modifications to Decree 889 modifications." Cross laughed. "Counselor, you seem to misunderstand the situation. We're not asking for modifications. We're demanding complete revocation, followed by formal recognition of human sovereignty throughout the galaxy." Viridian's eyes narrowed. "You cannot seriously expect the galaxy to bow to human demands. You are one species among thousands." "One species," Cross agreed, "that has just demonstrated the ability to defeat any other species in open warfare. One species that has been underestimated for the last time." The transmission ended, leaving the command center in thoughtful silence. The die had been cast, and there was no going back. The galaxy had forced humanity to choose between submission and warfare. Humanity had chosen war, and they were going to win it.